Good morning, all. It's between 10 and 11 a.m. in here, is it? On a Wednesday morning. About 10, isn't it? Went down the shop early this morning. Yeah. Well, I was up early, as usual. 6 o'clock-ish. Well, a bit earlier than that, I think. 5 o'clock-ish, maybe. Did a bit of hand wash laundry. Had a shower. Had a shave. Sorry, Father Christmas, I definitely resign. I resign. If you look at me compared to what I looked 2 or 3 months ago, I look like I look like someone undercover as a down and out hobo on the streets. You seen them? They're all MF5, Everyone honest, allegedly. Yeah, I've been reading up, swatting up, studying up how the two liquid natural gas terminals are doing in West Wales, Milford Haven. South Hook on the south side of the harbour. Well, it's Clearthay Estuary. It's a deep harbour. So South Hook is on the south side, Dragon is on the north side, and they're going at full capacity. And they've more or less got one, but usually two gas tankers, ships anchored outside the port, as well as the two ones that are in the port, ready to swap around. And I know the fairly new gas pipeline passes not far from here, so I went to see it several times being built, laid. Huge pipes, huge pipes, huge pipes. The strongest of steel you can imagine. And I think a German firm, was it Norwegian or German, something like that. It wasn't British. It wasn't a British firm, but they had a British firm helping out and all that. My friend from a couple of miles, he spends many years working there. It did him in a bit because he was working. This was in the end between 2005 and 2010, around that period where it was laid, all the way from West Wales, Milford Haven, all the way to the gas hub in Gloucestershire, near Gloucester, somewhere around there, in Gloucestershire somewhere, to join up to the main hub, high pressure hub. So they're going a full bore. They really got onto full bore about a month ago. And you know what happens with the gas now? It goes to the national hub, as I said, to join up the national hub in Gloucestershire. And then some of it gets used by ourselves generally. And then it goes to EU. Because about 10 years ago, Cameron's government, for some unfathomable reason, got rid of all of our, well, I don't know whether they got rid of all of it. I think they sold our national gas storage places, which are just these vast areas of these huge gas tanks. Like there'd be gas tanks. There used to be one behind the Oval Cricket Ground in South London, in Kennington Oval. If you look at old cricket clubs, they used to be everywhere. Well, they were mainly designed for coal gas, because each big city used to have convert coal into coal gas, and then stored, and then sent to the homes. That's where it all changed slowly. Anyway, whatever. So 10 years ago, Cameron's government, I don't think they demolished them. They just sold them to foreign companies or something. Anyway, with this gas, that's helping out the crisis at the moment. It's going to Europe. I think the Netherlands has got the biggest storage place. So even though it's our gas, we send it to Europe just to get stored. And then when we're getting low, we call it back type of thing. It's all contracts and technical stuff, but I think we'll be all right. We're sort of renting space in Europe for gas, to hold gas. Yeah. I was surprised that Germany hasn't got any storage either. Nothing to speak of. They were relying too much of that pipeline, Nord Stream 1, coming from Russia, see. And then Nord Stream 2 never got off the ground. And before you knew it, both of them got blown up by Rubchins. They're still having Russian gas now, but it comes through Poland way. I think it's Poland. Yeah. It's all very peculiar. So I think you've had your stuff now. Your stuff now. Western Europe's got long-term contracts now to have LNG gas delivered by ships. And in various places they are building new gas storage places. All quite technical stuff. It's these huge bloody tanks. And they design it that they can hold gas in it to a certain, quite a high pressure. Not as much as these tankers and things like that. And the aim is, within the next couple of years, to have twice the capacity and was what originally we got gas from Russia. So Russia, the aim is 2 or 3 years. If things go back to normal and we won't have, the English Channel down the Bay of Biscay down to Spain. And all, if you look on these shipping maps, they're all dotted around there. There's always 2 outside Milford Haven in West Wales, waiting. 1 or 2. Well, 2 are in port to each gas terminal, South Hook, Dragon Terminal on the north side. And 2 are in, 1 in each. There's always 2 ready to come in. It's continuous. And it's running like it was delivering so much gas. In the recent weeks, been delivering so much gas down the pipeline. The other end, slow down. So they have to slow it down. Slow down the bloody delivery. Oh my God. Yeah. These are sort of things you don't really hear about on the news or understand because it's all quite technical. Well, I'm glad to see that those 2 terminals are really paying their investment. Yeah. And the result as well as gas prices will drop. I know it costs a hell of a fortune, and these gas tankers, the ones coming to West Wales are coming from Qatar and USA. Yeah, USA because of fracking gas, but it works a bit better there, and we can't do it. Too much disturbed geology in UK and Australia as well. Like I think one came to Kent. There's a LNG place in Kent. I suppose just inside the Thames Estuary. There's one there. Not as much capacity as Milford Haven, West Wales. But an Australian one came in. I've been coming in and out there the last month or 2. Yeah. There we are then. Rishi Sunak will be better than the last 4 or 5. I've lost count. There we are then. Ta-ra. Have a good Wednesday. Ta-ra.